C'est très très rare de pouvoir présenter un film à des gens qui n'ont peut-être l'occasion qu'une seule fois dans leur vie d'aller au cinéma et de partager collectivement un moment de cinéma en plein air dans des conditions pareilles. C'est merveilleux. Et on a tourné ce film ici il y a un an, pile, quasiment jour pour jour. Et donc c'est comme un retour aux sources de là d'où le film vient.
I read on Wikipedia that not only did you like
stories like Far From Men, what's interesting is you can transpose it to Palestine, or even situations where there is a community, there's a gulf between communities, as you saw in Ferguson, as you've seen in a lot of places in the U.S., you know, in terms of the relationship between law enforcement and the population. You know, there are big problems there that are not just to do with race, but to do with class, and to do with a lack of safeguards with respect to the population, a lack of oversight by government, you know, which has turned a blind eye. And this has accelerated, obviously, you know, to a large degree since in the last 13 years, you know, since the quote-unquote war on terror has become so important. By collaborating, they realize by the end they're not very different at all, and I think that will happen. That's bound to happen with any two people that you get together, or any two groups that you get together. It's bound to happen. And when you look at the Middle East, for example, and or you know, African Americans and cops in the U.S., it doesn't matter. And you see such a gulf, and you think, well, there's just so much damage has been done. There's so much blood has been spilled. It's going to take generations to fix this. I don't know if they can ever really trust each other, if they can ever really work together. Palestinians, Israeli Jews, I mean, it seems impossible. And yet, you see in the story that it is possible. Not in some fairy tale way, it's just actually the practical, day-to-day, spending time together and working through differences and learning to respect things that you may not agree with, but that aren't necessarily a threat to your existence. On the 20th of December, they will play the final of the World Championship of Clubs.